Hello, everyone. This is Brian Ellsworth joining you guys. And man, I've got a guest that's an absolute icon. This guy is a superstar. Say hello, everyone, to the none other than John Melton. John, how are you today, buddy?
Living the dream, brother. Excited to be here.
One of the things that I was really attracted to, John, when I met you was your story. You and Nadya, you posted a picture, I don't know if it was last week or a couple weeks ago, and it was your high school prom, and you just looked like the poster child of who I want to keep my daughters away from. So it was just kind of interesting. Please share your story, how you and Nadya got started and where you're at today, because I know it's a night and day situation.
Yeah, it's crazy because Nadya moved here when she was 16 from Russia, right? That was like when the USSR ended and the wall came down, and her parents were like, let's get you the heck out of here. Let's send you to the US. So she moved here in 1996. We met in, I guess, 2001. I was in my first company. And I remember, dude, I went to that first presentation. I was like, I can make residual income. I can get rich. I can, buy my own island one day. Like I was a total, red apple. They talk about like, you got the green apples. They kind of have questions. You've got the rotten apples. They're just skeptical and negative and not open-minded. And then you got the red apples and they're just like, yes, 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 let's go. I was a red apple. I was totally into it. I had very few questions. I was just like, man, this is amazing. I thought everybody was going to be blown away. I thought when I went home and told my friends, my family, they were going to be like, yes, absolutely. And they were all skeptical and they were all closed-minded. And it was such a head scratcher. You get involved a little more and you go to these like trainings and you talk to more people and you're like, oh, so this has been around a while. I had never heard of any of that stuff. But to me, it was like, I didn't like the whole like traditional path, go to school, get a degree, get a job, work for somebody else. Like to me, I was skeptical of that path. So when I saw there was a way for me to like start my own business, but like not have all the risks and liability and overhead and, all the things. And I'd have someone mentoring me, have a coach like you, right? Someone helping me succeed, somebody with experience. You're someone that has knowledge, like you failed forward, just like me. So what I loved about network marketing when I got involved, it was like someone had a vested interest in me, because people would say, oh, well, they make money on you. And it's like, first of all, that's every job in the world. Show me a company where they don't somehow benefit from your employment, right? From your actions. They're making money, which is why they're paying you to work for them. Like if they're not making $100,000 a year off of you, they're not going to pay you $100,000 a year or 50 or 30, whatever that looks like. Like it makes sense, right? Like when I was waiting tables, I was making minimum wage, right? I was making the restaurant money by serving food, like common sense. Every business in the world operates that way. The difference with network marketing is everybody's starting their own business. Everybody is independent. So if you enrolled me and I out earn you, but I'm on your team, you benefit from my customers. You benefit from my business. And that to me was so powerful, because I knew people that knew people that knew people, like more successful, more reputable, right? They lived in different cities, states, and countries. Like I've met people just like you, right? I didn't enroll you. I didn't enroll the person that enrolled you. This is the power of our business, is people that you don't know, that are more successful, that live in a different city, speak a different language, have more expertise than you. And to me, that's really the power in what we do. But to go back to my story, I failed forward because my first company went out of business and I spent more money than I made. We didn't have social media and all these like amazing platforms to connect with people, right? Social media didn't really come along to like 2006, and I started a MySpace account. And we did actually get our first social media lead or prospect or recruit, whatever you want to call it, came from MySpace. Over time, we built up our network. We built up our confidence. We built up our reputation. And then eventually in 2013, Nadya and I started really paying attention to social media, because we were burnt out on the old school way of doing MLM, where we were doing meetings and, we were chasing the business. The business was not chasing us. We weren't attracting people. We were grinding. We were working. We used to say 8 to faint, 8 a.m. till you pass out, till like late at night. Like we were always on our phone, always on the road. And then once we started having kids, we realized like, I don't want an or life. I don't want to either get rich or be a great dad, a great husband. I want to have it all. I want to be healthy, and I want to travel, and I want to go to my son's baseball games and my daughter's volleyball games, and I want to, help other people, and I want to leave a legacy and, make an impact on people. Like, I want to build an empire, but I don't want to sacrifice what's most important. So for us, the solution was social media. And for the last 10 years, we've built this multi-million-dollar business, all online, all from home, or virtually anywhere we have an internet connection. And we've got this amazing model, right? We got started with our company that you and I are in together 8 years ago, social retail. It's been 8 years, and it's been life altering. I cannot even tell you how much this has changed our life for the better. But we, like I said, failed forward. Our last company got shut down. Our first company got shut down. We were with another company in between that for about 7 years, where I learned a lot about leadership and systems and duplication, but I also learned what not to do. I learned a lot of good things, but I learned more bad things, or maybe I should say warnings, lessons, things to avoid doing in building a business like this, because don't get it twisted. What we do is hard. It's super hard. It's supposed to be hard. Anything worth doing is hard. There's more people that have become millionaires than people have six-pack abs, right? Kind of crazy that it's like literally harder to get a six-pack than it is to get rich. And I think one of the hardest things for people is to not get comparaitis, because that was one thing that was so hard for me in those early years, Brian, is to not compare my chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to someone else's chapter 10, chapter 20. Like, there's just some people that they're more gifted than you. They have a better reputation. They're more credible than you. And, they've been in business longer than you. And you might say, well, why are they so successful? Why is Brian number one? Why can't I enroll 9 people? Why can't I get more customers? Why can't I do this? Why can't I? Instead of being frustrated, get fascinated and say, what is Brian doing that I'm not? What books has he read? What seminars has he attended? How many people does he talk to? What does he say to people? Like, start to get fascinated and start to pay attention to what other people are doing, the people that are winning, the people that are growing. What I love today, Brian, is that it's not a mystery anymore. Like, it's very obvious what top people are doing, because now you can follow them on social media. You can follow what they're doing every day. Maybe not like, you might not be able to sit down and watch them work, but you can see how they show up on social at least. You can see some of what they're doing inside their team, some of what they focus on with their posting. And, we have these like team support chats, right, that all of us can plug into, and we can work together. And to me, that's the camaraderie and the community support feeling that you have in this type of business that you won't see in other businesses out there. And it's kind of like, traditional business is kind of like every man for himself mentality. Where here, it's very much the collective efforts of the group, and we all kind of work together to help one another level up, which I love.
Awesome. You talked about understanding that you needed a shift in terms of the amount of people that you were able to talk to. You saw the social media piece before it actually was big. Obviously, if you mentioned MySpace, you saw it before it was big. All right. And, you've built not a 6-figure business, a multiple 7-figure business. Mm-hmm. What would you say are maybe a couple more linchpins in what's made you successful?
Network marketing is personal development with a compensation plan attached. And of course, having passion, being enthusiastic about what we're doing. People that love what they do, people that are excited, people that are really good at their craft, they're typically pretty obsessed, right? You're not going to achieve success on accident typically. Like, you're not going to climb a mountain accidentally. You're not going to achieve. Now, there might be some people that got lucky, right place, right time, but they can't build something sustainable because they don't have the skills, the confidence, the knowledge, the experience. And I think it's really important to work on yourself every single day. Yeah. Now I will say this: books, podcasts, it doesn't matter how you consume content. Back in the day, it was like leaders or readers. And listen, I think reading is great, but for me, it didn't work. I never read a whole book in my life, not once. Okay. Now, I shouldn't always, sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I should tell people that, because they'll think I don't have to read either. No, I listened to podcasts. I went to seminars. Back then, I listened to CDs and DVDs. I went to 28 international conferences in a row in 7 years. Every 90 days, we were at a convention, hence why I got burnt out doing it the old school way. But I will say the investment I made in myself, going to those events, going to the seminars, being in the room, right? There's the law of proximity. When you're with other people that are winning, that are growing, that are working on themselves, that are, plugged into those events, you do set yourself apart. Attending events for me has been the X factor. And it's funny because nowadays I don't need to go to an event, but I always get something out of it. I always learn something. I make a connection. I connect with a quality person that years later we're doing business together. You're having those hallway conversations, picking the brain of somebody that's a couple years ahead of you. They were where you were a year ago. They were where you were 5 years ago. You can take notes. You can, really invest in yourself in a way that I don't see that encouragement or that recommendation in other industries. Network marketing is one of the few where it's the more you work in yourself, the more you invest in yourself, the more you develop your confidence, your belief, your passion, right? The more you develop into a leader, the more success you have.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that's hard to see when you're in the newer stages of your business. I never really honestly believed I'd make this kind of money. When I first got started, I just wanted to make enough money to not wait tables and not have to live at home with my parents. I never thought I'd be speaking on stages and getting interviewed and having all this, success. I never actually believed it. It was just chipping away at my insecurities, chipping away at my doubts, chipping away at my lack of experience, and just over time laying the foundation brick by brick, just like you build a house. You start out building a house, and all of a sudden you got a building, and all of a sudden you got a neighborhood, and all of a sudden you have a whole city. That's how you build anything. And if you want to build an empire, the more you work in yourself, the more success you'll have, period, end of story. And the truth is, if you don't stay plugged into events and you're not investing in yourself and you're not learning and growing, you're never going to achieve the success you desire. It's a direct correlation. It's because there's a lot of frustration and disappointment in this business.
Yeah.
And it's hard to stay positive and keep going when your belief is questionable. So that's why that personal development was such a big deal for me in those early years.
These characteristics that you and Nadya have, and that's really been a benchmark of your success. Here's a question for you, John. How do you attract that into your business?
So obviously it helps to have results. If someone loses 100 pounds on our lean body system, as an example, is it easier for them to sell the product than someone that hasn't lost any weight that just got started on the program? Of course. But at the same time, one thing that you can do if you're early on in your journey is just be authentic. Keep it real. Be a good human. Create conversations. Lead with value. If you're just trying to cram your products and your opportunity down everybody's throat, and you're not telling your story, and you're just selling and pitching and talking about the product and talking about the money and you haven't even made any money, or you're just getting started on the product, people can see through that crap. People can see through the facade, the fakeness, right? And I think it's important to know that, hey, when you're new, just keep it real. Hey, I'm brand new. I'm just getting started. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. I'm starting something new, and I would love to take you on the journey with me. Let me tell you why I'm doing it. Let me share with you my truth, my story, my reasoning for getting started, because people follow strength, not weakness. And people are attracted to people that have a vision, they have a goal, they're going somewhere with or without them. That can be scary in the beginning because you're well, I don't have confidence. You don't need confidence. When you're brand new, you need to be courageous. It's a different C. It's not confidence, it's courage. And Brene Brown has a quote I love. She says, choose courage over comfort. 4 words, choose courage over comfort. Too many of us are stuck in our comfort zone. Meanwhile, there's children that are making money playing video games. They have 6,000 people watching them play a video game. They're literally monetizing video game playing. What is your excuse? Your excuse is, I don't know technology. I don't know how to sell. I don't know marketing. I don't know. I don't have that many people. You can make money or make excuses. Choose wisely.
That is huge. It's funny. I laugh at people all the time. People say, coach, you coach basketball. And I'm like, yeah, what the heck does a basketball coach know about this stuff?
Right.
And then they'll say, well, you're on social media. Listen, when I started the business, I had 200 friends on Facebook, and I didn't even know what TikTok was, So.
And correct me if I'm wrong, coach, you're still not doing TikTok, right? Yet.
I'm not. I'm about to. I'm
But that's
about to
but
venture
my
into
point-
that space.
But that's such a good thing to point out, right? Like, I don't do much with TikTok. You don't do much with TikTok. Now, we have people that are killing it with TikTok. It's amazing. I love that platform, but it's only one. So if someone says, well, I don't do TikTok, I'm like, neither do I. Neither does Coach Brian. Now, maybe we'll post videos over there because I have a video editing team. I know. It's a little different when you have like money to invest into your business. But the truth is, like you said, most people start off couple hundred Facebook friends. They don't know how to do videos. They don't know how to network. They don't know how to sell. They don't know how to nutritionalists. They don't have a background in collagen or, gut health. But guess what? We all start at suck. Embrace the suck. You're going to suck at video, or you're going to suck at selling, or you're going to suck at talking about. That's why you have us. That's why I said in the beginning, you have a team, a mentor, you have support. Show me any other business in the world where people want you to win. They want to help you grow. They want to help you make money. I've never met any organization in my life outside of network marketing teams, outside of network marketing organizations that actually want you to get rich. And they're like, hey, not only do I want you to, I'll help you do it.
There you go. It's built in.
But as you know, as a basketball coach, you got to be coachable.
Well, John, you mentioned a powerful concept of mentorship. I am grateful, as many people out there are, that you and your wife, Nadya, become one of my mentors. So